We have finally reached the halfway mark of the year. So this is week 26, amazingly, but doing really well. And I hope you have enjoyed following along. Today, I'm going to talk to you about decluttering your mind, because to be self-aware, we kind of have to clean up the mess in our head. And so we got to slow our brain down, slow our thinking down, sort of get rid of the extraneous thoughts so that we can really zero in on what are we thinking instead of all the chaos that's going on in our head. So we want to, create mental space, I guess, so we have clarity and we can focus on things so that we're not completely distracted by tiny thoughts that are not important. Do we need to worry about whether we have the right silverware for dinner? No, we don't. But we do need to think about, how do I feel? What am I thinking? Why am I thinking it? And what do I need? So decluttering takes a little bit of brain dumping. So we need to write down our thoughts that are bothering us. Now, I know a lot of people have to do this in the middle of the night. They have to get up and write down whatever's on their brain so that they can go back to sleep. And I do that. I use a dry erase marker on my bathroom mirror to jot down a few of the important things that I feel like I have to remember. And I'm sure I'll forget, which I will, if I don't write them down. But by doing that, I can then go to sleep peacefully and knowing that I've released that. And then we do need to practice some mindfulness techniques, and you have to do those quite often. You can't just wait until it comes up and then you have to do them. It's like we have to do them constantly so remember how. So I like rhythmic breathing to bring me back to the present. So I do that one. Some people have a visualization that they use. Some people just concentrate on their breathing so that they know that they're in the here and now. Whatever you use, it's going to work, but you have to practice something and on a regular basis so that you have it at your disposal. But it also helps us be present in our personal lives. And I've always said this, anxiety lives in the future and the past, but yet the future has not yet come. We're not really sure what it will be, no matter how much we plan for it or spell it out. And then the past isn't accurate how we remember it. We all have faulty memory, so it's only this right here and now that actually counts. And so we need to be in it. So if you're with friends, get off your phone. Be there. Put your phone in your pocket or your purse and have it on silent so that you are not distracted, so that you're really present in the moment of togetherness, because that's what's important, not what's on your phone or showing somebody a picture. Let's be in that present moment. We can't multitask either. And I know a lot of people believe in multitasking, but actually that's a fallacy. It's a pipe dream. We are doing a bunch of things not so well when we multitask. But if we single task, we really focus on that one thing that we're doing, we do it well. And that's another mindfulness technique. Is I don't know who I read that did this, but one of the philosophers said, be mindful when you're walking across the room. Walk across the room in the best way you possibly can. Focus on doing just that, because that's real. And it's that sort of minutia that you get into by single tasking. So if I have to do a project at work, I'm only doing that one project. I'm not on email as well. I'm not answering text messages. I'm not answering phone calls. I'm doing that one thing. There's something called the Pomodoro technique that you can read about, and I've used that, where you put a timer on, a kitchen timer, those ones that you wind up and it goes tick, 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 tick. And you use one of those, like it's shaped like a tomato. That's why they call it the Pomodoro, because that's a tomato, that Pomodoro technique, because you set that click, 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 click. And when you get used to doing that, that tick, tick, tick makes you realize that you're in the zone, and you don't do anything but that. You don't get up and get a cup of coffee. You don't go to the bathroom. You don't answer emails. You don't answer phone calls. You actually are in it to win it for, let's say, 15 to 25 minutes. And when you train yourself to do that, wow, you become laser focused, and you're able to do it to that focus level, which is pretty cool. You also need to establish routines. And we've talked about this. I think last week we talked about it, that you do morning routines, evening routines, and weekend routines, and routines of how you do work. You set routines, and that helps you not make extra decisions. And that's decluttering your mind, because you're not expecting yourself to decide this, that, and the next thing every time you do something. You have a routine for doing it. You also have to listen to your self-talk. Are you being negative? Because if you are, that needs to be decluttered first and foremost, right? Are you getting enough sleep? That's another one that helps you declutter your mind, because when you're rested, your mind operates at a far better level. And then another way that you can declutter your mind is by stepping out into nature. And I've just been reading about this, that people are getting too used to being indoors, and they almost get agoraphobia, like they don't want to go outside. Yet going outside absolutely clears your mind. It helps your mindset. It's a go-to for everything. So just get out into nature, even if it's just sitting outside for 5 minutes. That works. And if you can go for a longer hike, that's even better. And I don't know if you've ever heard of circadian rhythms, but you reset those by having, I think it's 5 to 10 minutes of really good sunlight first thing in the morning. And then you have a better chance of having proper sleep routine. I wrote a little note here. And you need to declutter your physical space. By doing that, I don't know if you know this, but by having a lot of clutter in your physical surroundings, it weighs you down. It makes you feel like you have to manage all those pieces and parts, when really you shouldn't be worrying about that at all. But if you see them laid all over the place, that's all your brain goes is, oh, I need to take care of that. I need to put that away. What is that doing out? And pretty soon your mind is busy, busy, busy on minutia, when you really need to focus on some other things that are bigger ticket items for you. And then if you can, simplify your to-do list. And I just was working with somebody, and they were telling me about, they put it into 4 quadrants. Very, very important to do, fairly important to do, not so important to do. And really, if I ever get to it, that'd be great. If not, who cares? So it's kind of like you are able to separate them out into what really, truly needs to be done today. And a lot of times it's not that much, but because you have that long, long to-do list, then you feel overwhelmed. And then finally, you let go of what you can't control. There's certain things in your life that you have control over, and that's great, and control those. But there's plenty of stuff that you have no control over, and forget those. They have nothing to do with you. I can't remember who said it, but let them. And I know that's annoying to some people, but I understand what Mel Robbins is saying. Let other people do themselves. Like, you do you, I'm going to do me, right? And so I take care of my own business, you take care of your own business, and I don't need to take care of your business. And that's what let them means, is I'm going to take care of all my stuff, and you work on you, and I'm going to work on me. And you don't get into somebody else's lane. And I love that one. Stay in your lane. And that's what it's about. So decluttering your mind really helps to get a handle on having a better mindset. And so let's work on that. Do some brain dumping, do some journaling, get that stuff out of your head and onto a piece of paper, and let it go. All right, well, I hope you're having a great week. And remember, if you have not, please, please, please like and subscribe. Please pass this on to your family and friends and neighbors, and let them know that this is here. And I'd love to have a lot of subscribers so that we can pass this around and share this good knowledge with anyone who needs it. All right, so I hope you're doing well. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.